Hi guys, how are you? This is Daniel from Denmark. I hope you have a nice day. I've had a great day today. It's been one of my best hair days in a long time, so that was a good start for today. And yes, I've had a pretty good day, I think. And I want to share a technique with you today. A technique that is so powerful yet so unknown by most people that it's kind of scary how few people actually knows that they can do this thing. And the thing is that you are the master of your own head. You can decide what is inside your head, and you decide what pictures, what movies, what the content of your head is. You can decide for that. Some people, if they have a phobia or if they have a limiting belief or something like that, they have a negative picture. Let's say I was deadly afraid of spiders, then I would have a very intimidating and very frightening picture of a spider inside my head. And of course, if I have this picture inside my head, then of course I will have a negative feeling about spiders, because we humans, we think in pictures. If I say elephant to you, the moment I say elephant, you see an elephant in your mind. If I say policeman, you see a policeman. If I say car, you see a car. And you see, if I say the words your very own first bicycle, then I have imprinted an image in your mind, and I have an image of my first bike in my mind. You probably have an image of your first bike, and it's very important to understand that we humans think in pictures. But not only do we think in pictures, we are the masters of the pictures we have in our minds. And I like to use the phrase that we can Photoshop, or that we can edit the images and the movies in our minds, the moving pictures in our minds. And we can do that by using some techniques. Let's again take that example of the spider. If I used this technique, I could simply, by changing the image of the spider, I could remove my phobia for the spider just by changing the image. And I want to share a few of these photoshopping techniques that I've picked up over the last few years. And if you have a problem, if you have a limiting belief that you don't think that you can do something, if you don't think that you can be successful, if you don't think that you are able to lose those pounds that you have put on and want to lose, if anything you have, if you have a phobia, think about what picture you combine with that phobia. If you have a limiting belief, think about that picture, and just hold that in your mind. You can close your eyes and just thinking about this picture. I'm holding a picture inside my mind. The great thing about this technique is nobody else but you knows what is inside your head. Nobody can see inside it, so it's a completely private technique. So try closing your eyes and just think about this image that you have, and think about how it affects you. If it's a negative picture, then feel the emotions connected with it. If it's limiting emotions, if it's depressing emotions, if it's notice what emotions you feel about it, and then imagine notice if is the picture in black and white, is it in colors, what colors is it, and let's say it can vary depending on what person you are and what the image is combined with, and a lot of things. But let's just say that it is black and white. My picture right now is black and white. Then just imagine that in front of you you have two dials. Imagine it's an very old TV where you had two buttons you could adjust. One button would adjust the color setting and one would adjust the brightness level. So just in your mind, if it's black and white, if it's color, we're going to come back to that. But if it's black and white, just try slowly adjusting the knob inside your mind. Close your eyes. Inside the mind, adjust the knob for the brightness level and just turn up the brightness inside your head. And maybe it's a bit difficult, maybe it's easy. No matter what, if you need some time, then pause the video and just and hold the image in your mind until it is very bright, almost so it shines out with bright, positive light on you. And then afterwards, turn the dial with color and just fill it up with great color and positive colors. That's very important. Positive colors that has a positive effect on you. That's very important. So just slowly turn the dial and look how the colors are starting to flow into the picture. And notice that immediately after you have turned the brightness level up or filled it with positive colors, then it changes. The picture changes and the feelings changes. Sometimes it is just sometimes that alone can do something really great with the feelings that you have. If it was in color to begin with, notice what colors it is and notice how those colors affect you. Is it positive colors or is it negative colors? And then just try to turn the colors down instead. Make it black and white. Don't adjust the brightness yet, just make it black and white, because usually, in most cases, if someone sees it in colors, then that's because they have a very vivid picture, a very vivid picture. Black and white usually means something negative or something we don't particularly enjoy. But if it's in colors and it's a negative picture, then those colors mean that you have a very vivid picture of it, and it's affecting you very much. So by turning the colors down in the picture, then automatically the feelings from it will fade away slowly, and then afterwards you can use the same technique to fill it with positive colors, and then you will have changed the picture even more. After you have done that, then try holding seeing the picture. Is it still a negative picture? If it still affects you in some negative way, then we're not done. If it's completely positive, then you're done, and you can move on to another picture or something else. But if there's just the slightest negative feeling inside it, then just try to feel this negative feelings. Notice what it feels like. Oh, sorry. Have to put more light on. There you go. Notice the notice the negative feelings that you still have with it, and then close your eyes again and just try holding this picture. Make it like an old photograph. You've just removed the color and filled it with positive feelings. Then try to imagine that it turns into an old, very old Polaroid photograph. So you can hold it in your hand and just close your eyes and imagine that you're holding it in your hand. And then hold it out in an arm's length from you, so it feels it is in a distance of about your arm, maybe a little longer or something like that. And then look at it. Look at this small picture and look at notice the feelings. And then in your head, strike a match and lead that match under the Polaroid picture, and then look what happens naturally with this picture. It burns, it crumbles, the ashes fall to the ground, and the picture is gone. Then try with your eyes closed, take a deep breath, and then collect the ashes and blow the ashes away. Very, very powerful technique, just to tell your body and tell your mind that you're removing this from you. After you've done that, try seeing if you can get the picture back. If you can, maybe you can do this again by striking the match and burning it. If not, you can try another technique where you can imagine that you have a pinboard where you put the picture up in your mind, put the bad picture up, remove your focus from that, and go to the other side. And on here, I want you to find a very, very happy image, a very, very happy image, where you when you look at this, you get a lot of positive feelings. It could be from your wedding day, it could be from one of your days in your life that you were particularly happy about, or where everything was just great. Have a completely perfect picture in your mind of an experience or of a dream or something, and then notice all those feelings just flowing into you, and then take this picture and put it right in front of you. Then take the bad picture where there's negative feelings and put it above the negative. Take the negative picture and put it above the positive picture, so it covers it completely. And then look in your eyes, look inside your head, close your eyes, look. The brain can not feel good and bad at the same time. So notice what happens when you put the bad in front of the good. The good automatically begins to shine through. Close your eyes if you haven't done that, and look at it. Look how much it begins to glow. It begins to the bad picture begins to fade away, and the good picture comes to light and begins to shine through. And the more it does, the more the good just come forward, and the bad just simply disappear, because the mind always prefers the good feelings over the bad feelings when they are put together. When we are in our in our everyday life, then the negative feelings might be more easy to feel, or it feels maybe more natural to go to negative feelings. But if you put them together, then the mind can only have one of those feelings, and it will always prefer the good feelings. So if you put those over, then naturally the good picture will shine through it. It's really amazing if you have a negative picture, to see how much that it can change you, how much that the feelings and the picture can transform. One last thing in these photoshopping techniques is just to change the picture. If you have a very bad image, I remember that I had a patient once with a very, very, very traumatic experience. He had a father who beat him, who choked him, and was very, very, he was very abusive towards him, and he really had a lot of trouble letting go of this picture where his father was strangling him. So I said to him, close your eyes, and then look at this picture. Look inside your mind. Is it a picture, or is it a moving picture? Is it a movie you have inside your head? And he said it was a picture of his dad holding him. And I said to him, can you see yourself like another person, or do you see it from your own eyes? And he said, I could see myself as another person. And then I said to him, then it's not a memory. It's a picture you have created, because it's impossible for you to see yourself from the outside. You see it through your eyes, and if you saw it through your eyes, then it would be a memory. But when you see yourself as a different person, if you see both your father and you, then it's a fake picture that your mind has created. So you can change that picture. So I said to him, then imagine it was a circus clown strangling you, and I said to him, close your eyes and just looking at it. All of a sudden, your father's hair turns orange, and his nose, nose turns red, and his shoes becomes 3 times larger. And I kept going until it was a circus clown, and he was beginning to laugh when I did this. And every time I changed it, and just by changing this aspect, every time he thinks about that moment now, he can't see his father. He sees a circus clown, and instead of feeling attacked or feeling vulnerable, he begins to laugh by doing this photoshopping technique. This alone usually doesn't do the trick. This alone, by changing one aspect, doesn't just remove all the bad feelings, because it's not just the picture that is the cause of all the bad feelings and the traumatic experience. A lot of things have to be removed and to be treated. But this is a very, very big start before when a person has an image like that and then thinks about the situation. The image pops in the mind and reinforces the bad feelings. But if you can change that feeling to a positive feeling, then by doing that, you will have already made it easier for you. So this is a very all of these techniques are extremely effective, and they work so well when you learn to do them right. And I've had a lot of experience with them. I have a lot of patients who had life-changing experiences where I use these techniques on them. So I know it works. I know it's really good, and you can remove limiting beliefs, you can remove phobias, you can remove traumatic experiences, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. It's just some of the things this works on. And even if you have an illness, a physical illness, not that it can cure it, but imagine the difference from having a positive picture of yourself instead of a negative picture where you see yourself as weak, where you see yourself as you can't do anything, or what you might feel and what you might see in your head. If you change your picture of yourself, just by doing that alone, you'll feel so much more happy, you will feel so much more motivated, and you will feel so much more in harmony with yourself. And this I've actually had an injury for 2.5 years where I had daily very strong pain in my back. I was a gymnast, and I fell, and I had an injury in my back, and every day would just be agony, and it wouldn't get better. But after a year and a half or something, I got a doctor who I don't think it was intentionally, but he actually changed my picture from myself. He said to me that if I would train the muscles in my back, then the back would become better. And then he said, think about when you were a gymnast and you would work out 8 times a week, 8 hours a week, and you had a very strong back. Can you remember this feeling of having that strong back? And I looked up and I said, yes, I remember. It was a good feeling. Now I had a very before he said that I had a very negative picture of my back where I saw it as weak, and I didn't have any muscles in it, and it didn't work. I had a very weak picture of my back, but he reminded me of what it was earlier, and just from that day on, the pain began to get better. And then that motivated me to train the muscles in my back and to work out and to do something about it. Along with that, he prescribed some treatments for me. I got some acupuncturist therapy and some I don't know the English word for physiotherapist or something. I got some treatment, and a half year, a year after that, I was completely pain-free and have been for the last 3 years. So it's amazing, but it was so powerful to see that just by changing this picture in my mind, then it changed my life completely. It was that experience alone that did it. After that, it became better, but just by changing that picture, it was so unbelievable. And that's why I urge you to try these techniques. Try to change your pictures. You are the master. You are the director of your movies in your head. You are the photographer and the editor, and you can decide exactly what pictures you want to have in your head. So try it and do it. And this is what I wanted to talk to you about today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can use it. And oh, sorry, I've been working on not saying so much. And if you're not a member of Big Idea Mastermind yet, if you haven't heard about it, then go to the link in my description below. This is really what has done a tremendous experience in my life joining Big Idea Mastermind. Big Idea Mastermind is an opportunity, income opportunity where you can learn techniques to market something on the internet. And you actually get a product, you get some training, and you get a complete business where you can actually learn to make money online, learn to make a real income, learn to make a living online. And not only that, you also get a ton of motivational techniques like this I've shared today. You get a ton of help from your fellow Big Mastermind members, and it's just great. Go take a look at it in the description, and well, thank you for today, and please subscribe to my videos. I will be sharing a lot of these things with you, so you can use it to create the life you want to have, the life that you deserve. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.